Also, I want to get your comments too and your thoughts about. You talked about the Cowboys needing a running back. The running back market. Remember last year, all the hubbub around the running backs not getting value, as they called it, from a player perspective, but that was the market value. This year, we had a ton of running backs on the open market. They get signed early, and people are saying, well, the running back market's back. And yes, it is from a signing perspective.
Right.
The money, though, again, it's short-term deals. It's not big long-term deals like we used to see.
No, it's really not. It's those $8 million a year deals and as you said, short-term deals that we've seen these guys get. And the reason is obviously because teams feel like they can go find a running back, in the later rounds of the draft. And, you look at A-Chain, who I watched, Devon A-Chain. I watched him at A&M every game he played. I think he was a 5th-round draft pick of the Dolphins. Now, he was hurt part of last year, but you just look at what he did last year. So you feel like you can draft the guy in the 4th round, 5th round, and he can come in and contribute for it. Maybe not as a starter, and I think that's what the Cowboys are relying on. And again, have a little bit of a problem with that. If you're relying on a rookie to start for you at running back, I think that has disaster written all over it just from protection standpoint. But yeah, I just think teams have gotten to the point where they feel like they can draft those guys. And I think it's becoming the same at the receiver position. The receivers came off the board very, very slowly. I think Gabe Davis for a while might have been the only receiver who signed a contract. And again, those weren't the contracts that those guys probably expected in free agency. And so teams just think they can go and draft receivers, and the college game has changed so much, and those receivers can step right in and be number 1 receivers, be number 2 receivers, so they don't feel like they have to go and pay on the free agent market. So those two positions, because the colleges have gotten so much better in those two areas, teams feel like they can draft those guys and not have to use 1st and even 2nd round picks to get a good running back, to get a good receiver. And that's what they've done. So, yeah, that's what we're seeing. You're right. They came off the board early. The Austin Ecklers and the Aaron Jones and all the Derrick Henrys, all those guys came off the board early, but they didn't get probably nearly the contract that they wanted.
Yeah, and I wonder, too, because this running back class in the draft isn't great. I mean, there's some good players there, but not as good as it's been in previous years, so maybe some teams were kind of hedging their bets there.